When I'm walking down the street, people are looking at me. What they see is a masterpiece created by the King. I am different by design, and I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
You're listening to Be Inspired, your one-stop shop for inspiration. Visit us online at www.beinspired-online.com. Stay tuned for your inspiring show. Now, here's your host, Erica.
All right, Be Inspired listeners. As you know, I always say that I'm so excited about who I have in the Be Inspired Cafe. But today, it takes a new meaning because I believe that our guest today will give you some information that is literally life-changing. She has empowered me from afar, inspired me so much, and she has an amazing book out, and I've actually taken part in this journey that we're going to share with you. So I want you to welcome with me into the Be Inspired Cafe, Dr. Celeste Owens. She's the author of the 40-Day Surrender Fast. Celeste, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me on the Be Inspired Cafe, and just excited to share a bit about the 40-Day Surrender Fast.
Well, I'm excited for you to share it. For those that are listening and they may not have come across your work yet, could you share with us just a bit about yourself and how you came to become an author of this amazing book?
Absolutely. I'm happy to do that. Well, first, again, I'm Celeste Owens. I am the author of the 40-Day Surrender Fast, and the 40-Day Surrender Fast just happened into my lap really seriously, you all. If you are looking or just know in your heart that you're supposed to write something, some kind of book, and you're not exactly sure what it is, just listen to God, because He is going to direct you, and His timing is perfect. So, and just tell you a little bit about me in my old life, and then about me in my new life. In my old life, I was a psychologist, and I was in private practice. But in 2009, God called me from private practice and had me just to come home. And I stopped doing everything I was doing. I was on speaking nationally and just doing some other ministry duties at my church, and just stopped doing all of that to come home. And in 2010, God set me on this path of fasting. So He started me doing these 40-day fasts. And then when I did the third 40-day fast, it's when God instructed me to invite a lot of people to do it with me, or not a lot, but just as many people that would do it with me. So I sent out an email blast. It's probably similar to what Erica does with you all when she has some kind of big idea. And I sent the email blast and invited people to fast with me. And they did. So there were about 100 of us who fasted. And in that process of fasting, I would blog to people the other fasters every morning. And 40 days later, we fasted. We had the most awesome time with God. We got closer to Him. He gave us answers to our next positions in life, and we transitioned well, or whatever it was that people were seeking God for. We got it because we surrendered something to Him. And then, who knew, I had just wrote a book. So that's how I came to develop the 40-Day Surrender Fast.
Wow. Oh my gosh, it's so powerful. You guys, like I get tingles when I hear Celeste sharing about her book, because as I said, I met her through my ministry at a church that we were both attending, and I actually participated in the fast, and it was life-changing. I'll tell you something funny. A lot of the women I was coming across were vegetarians at the time, and I was just like, there is no way on earth I will ever become a vegetarian, right? And so after doing, I think I've done 2 40-day fasts, and I was always giving up meat, and then as of about 8 months ago, I just gave it up for good, and
Wow.
It's just crazy to look back.
It's just
Yes.
look back and see where you come from. And you know what? My first 40-day fast I did, this is before I even knew there was such a thing as a surrender fast. I surrendered my diet. And that's what I did. When I surrendered my diet, somewhere around day 30, day 32, it was just so clear I wasn't going back to meat. I was like, what in the world? I didn't even see that coming.
Exactly.
So, yes,
Oh my
3.5
gosh,
years
yes.
later. Right. So good for you.
Yes. Now, I want you to, because I know that you are, and correct me if I say it the wrong way, but you're a natural health practitioner. Is that correct?
Yeah, now guys, this is what happens when you surrender your life. This most amazing plan unfolds before your eyes, and I couldn't have thought up this amazing life if you just left me here for like hundreds of years. But anyway, now, so I left my practice, like I said, and then God just has me on this journey of improving my health and improving my diet, and then just recently in July, I went to an 8-day training and I became certified as a natural health professional. So now I'm also teaching other people how to be well, to eat well, and not just to be well spiritually, but physically well and emotionally well. So we're teaching people how to surrender their diets. And actually we have a boot camp. I know we're talking about the fast, and we're going to talk a little bit about the cycle of fasting that's coming up, but we also have a boot camp. And you'll see that on the website, surrenderfast.com, and it's the Surrender Your Diet virtual boot camp. So if you want to be healthy, you want to be well, you want to eat better, even if you don't eliminate meats like Erica and I, you just want to make better choices. That's something that you can certainly join us in, and you can find out more at surrenderfast.com.
Wonderful. Now, and I was able to listen in on that webinar for the boot camp. So
oh, great.
For those of you that didn't get it, yes, it was so wonderful. It was timely and wonderful. And so I will be posting the links for those of you that are listening, because that is definitely something that you will want to take part in if you're able to. It is, I think it's going to be
and at
awesome.
the very least, listen to the webinar, because the webinar is right there. Because if you're looking to, and let me just mention that we actually are going to start our next cycle of fasting. So the actual day 1 of cycle 6 of Surrender Fast 2013, cycle 6, starts September 16th. However, the pre-fast starts this Monday on the 9th, and you're probably saying, what's a pre-fast? You're actually not fasting. During that week, you're asking God what he wants you to surrender. And remember, surrender is about surrendering what he decides, and doesn't necessarily have to be food. So that's the interesting thing about the surrender fast. A unique way of fasting is that you surrender something that shares part of your heart with God. But if you are surrendering your diet, you certainly want to check out the webinar online, the one that Erica mentioned that she watched, because it's going to help you get in the mindset of understanding how important it is to surrender your diet to God.
Yes, and I have a question for you, kind of
Absolutely.
pertaining to the past experience. So I know that you shared a bit about just the different testimonies that took place and the breakthroughs that happened. So what would you say is your most memorable breakthrough, whether it was through your own personal experience or from someone that joined you in the fast and shared with you from doing their 40-day surrender fast?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've had so many testimonies pour through, but of course there's some that stick out in my mind more than others. And one that sticks out in my mind is that there was a gentleman who was on medication for diabetes, and his wife was encouraging him to do the surrender fast, so he ended up surrendering his diet, and he ended up doing what we know to be like the Daniel fast, where you eat whole foods and you eat, whole grains and nothing processed. So he eliminated all his processed foods, all of his sugar, all of his, drinks. He just drank water. And after 40 days, you all, God is just so amazing how he'll just step into your situation and really heal you. This young man surrendered his diet, came off of doing all the things he had been doing, went back to his doctor, and over just a little bit of time, over that 40 days, he came off all of his medications with his doctor's assistance, of course. I'm not telling anybody, but that was incredible to me. So she sent me pictures of her husband, and I have both the before pictures and the after pictures, and he looks great, and he feels so much better. So that one certainly. And then there was another one. There was a young woman who had difficulty sleeping. She couldn't get to sleep on her own at all, and so she was taking all kind of medications to try to get to sleep, and she said sometimes those wouldn't even work. And when she started to surrender fast, one of the things that we do through the cycles of fasting is we offer loads of fasting help, and one of the things that we do is pray together in the morning. So I do a short teaching, and then someone from our prayer team prays every morning at 7 a.m., and she said that God started telling her, listen to the prayer at night before you go to sleep. Just turn it on. She said within that first week, she turned it on. I think it was the first night, but I don't want to exaggerate, you all. She turned on to listen to the prayer and fell asleep on her own without any sleep aids. And after the 40 days, she was totally off of her sleep medication. So I'm telling you, if you have something you want God to do, I know He will step into your situation, but you have to surrender. And one of my friends, Pastor Deborah Evans, says surrender advances you. It does. It improves your life. It advances you. It makes you better. So, yeah, those are the two that stick out in my mind.
I love it. I love that you use the word surrender, because I know a lot of times when we're going through, especially a stressful time, and we feel like, what can I do? What can I do? What do I need to do? But in that release, releasing it to God is when transformation truly takes place.
That's it.
So
that's it.
God, you guys, I know you probably have a million questions, so email them. Maybe I can forward them over to Celeste, because you just have, I don't know, like I could listen to you forever with the insight that you give. When your webinar ended, I was just like, no. I know a lot of people stuck around for like,
they did.
Stuck
they
around
stuck
for like an extra 30
minutes. Yeah, I was okay to do that because, people are hungry to be better, to be well, to be connected with God. So I'm just, so thankful to God that he is using me as a vessel, and you as well, Erica, to really transition people into his presence. So that's what it's all about.
It is. So I have another final question for you.
Yeah.
For those that are listening and they want to know that one thing that you hope that people learn from you, that, and I know it's hard to just say one thing, but that one thing that you hope that people would gain from interacting with you and your ministry and your works, what would that be?
You know what? The one thing God would want them to know through this ministry is that he has an awesome plan for them. Jeremiah 29:11 didn't come alive for me as much until I realized the power of surrender. And the power of surrender ushers you into that that awesome plan that he had developed for you, not when you were formed in your mother's womb, before. At the beginning of the foundations of the earth, when he was putting it all together, he thought of you, Cindy, Sharon, Michael. He thought of you guys, and he was like, oh, my goodness, I have the best plan for them, and they're going to go through a lot, and they're going to hit some challenges. They're going to hit some walls. They're not going to want to trust me, but if they will just surrender, they're going to walk into this plan that will just change not only them, those around them, and ultimately the world, because what we do trickles to other people, and it doesn't stop with us. It doesn't die with us. It keeps going for generations to generations to generations. So if you don't know anything else from what God has allowed me to do, that if you surrender, the plans he has for you unfolds right before your eyes.
Wow. That's so encouraging, inspiring.
Yeah.
And it's making me to be inspired. I don't know, but so
be inspired.
Yes, for those that are listening and they want to support what you're doing, they want to get a copy of your book, they want to get connected with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Absolutely. So you can visit our website. It is www.surrenderfast.com, and all of the information is there right on the home page. So if you want to join our next cycle of fasting, there's a link right there just to register, and you'll be a part of it, and you'll get instant emails each day, just encouraging you on your way for the 40 days. The actual day one starts September 16th, and it goes to October 25th. You can order the book on the website as well, but if you want to order elsewhere, it's online at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. If you're in the Maryland area, it's at the First Baptist Church at Glenarden Bookstore. Or if you're one of those techie people and you use your Kindle and your iPads and all that good stuff, you could just download it. It's in every ebook format. So help yourself. And then if you want to connect with me through Facebook, I am at Dr. Celeste Owens, and then on Twitter at Dr. Celeste Owens. I think that's all of it.
Wonderful. And if we missed anything, I will be posting all of the links to get you over to Dr. Celeste's website. So that will be at beinspired247.org/surrenderfast. You guys, don't take this opportunity lightly. I hope that you all will jump on board for this next cycle of the Surrender Fast, because as I said, it is life-changing, and we've both experienced that firsthand, what God is able to do in your life when you surrender. So thank you again, Dr. Celeste, for being in the Be Inspired Cafe. We really enjoyed that.
Yay, my pleasure. Yep, anytime.
You're listening to Be Inspired, your one-stop shop for inspiration. Visit us online at www.beinspired-online.com.